Welcome to a brief technical demonstration of Data²'s reView platform capabilities. My name is Jack Singer, and I'm Head of Business Development for U.S. Government and Defense here at Data². In this demo, you're going to see capabilities that separate our tool from other AI solutions on the market. You'll see our solution deliver robust, hallucination-resistant, and factually accurate insights using detailed and complex industry-specific data. The dataset we'll explore today to illustrate reView's functionality is an academic dataset which simulates fictional events in the Middle East. This dataset was provided by Professor Ed Waltz of Patrick Henry College and is used for a capstone project that simulates the analytic targeting workflow for intelligence professionals. Included in this dataset are financial transaction logs, phone call records, and human intelligence reports. In this dataset, analysts are tasked with finding the person responsible for the death of a U.S. human intelligence source in the region, namely Janak. Typically, this capstone project takes a team of 6 analysts roughly 6 weeks to complete, but using reView, we solved the dataset problem in a matter of hours. Now, to illustrate the functionality of reView, we'll start by taking a look at our reasoning simulator and then work backwards from there. The reasoning simulator allows users to ask questions and receive AI-generated responses. I'll go ahead and demonstrate by asking a question about information that's not contained in this dataset. We'll start by asking the reasoner, who won the Super Bowl in 2021? The correct answer is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. reView doesn't know this, since there are no data points in the dataset that talk about it. More importantly, reView is designed to never speculate on data it does not have access to. And here we have our answer. There is no information in the knowledge graph to answer the specific question, who won the Super Bowl in 2021? The knowledge graph appears to contain information related to events and activities in Afghanistan, but does not mention the Super Bowl or any related American football events. And this is exactly the answer we want out of the reasoner. It's telling us what it does have and what it can speak to, while reminding us that it doesn't have any information outside of the bounds of that data set to answer the question that we were attempting to ask it. Now let's dive into that academic data set I referenced earlier. Let's assume the role of an intelligence analyst attempting to figure out who is responsible for the death of a confidential human intelligence source named Janak. We'll start by asking the reasoner, who is responsible for the death of Janak? The reasoner usually takes anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes to return an answer based on answer complexity. Now here the reView reasoner has returned us yet another answer. It says, based on the information provided in the knowledge graph, there's no explicit evidence indicating who is directly responsible for the death of Janak. However, there are some relevant details that may provide circumstantial evidence or clues. Let's take a look at that last number 4 there. Talks about seed funding for weapons of massive attack coming out of Pakistan. Let's hold on to that detail, we'll return to it later. But it also says at the bottom, the knowledge graph does not explicitly state who is responsible for Janak's death. There's no direct evidence. It's not possible to make a definitive conclusion based solely on information provided in the knowledge graph. Now, based on that answer, let's dig a little deeper and circle back to that point on seed funding out of Pakistan. We're going to ask the reasoner, who is responsible for seed funding in this data set? Now we've got our answer, so it's going to tell us that there are 3 likely places we should look if we want to figure out who's responsible for the seed funding. We're going to focus on this first character, Hamad Darzi, and we'll jump into the evidence review in order to interrogate some of the connections he has in this data set. So here we are in the evidence review tab. As you can see in the top left, we've already got our human infinite loaded into this graph. I've actually already found Janak here as well. He's this teal node, and he's connected to a couple report nodes that are shared with Hamad Darzi. Let's take a look at this one in particular. It says, Janak has verified with medium confidence that Hamad Darzi is financing a large number of operations using intermediary Jamal Saab. This report also mentions some bank account numbers. It's the UA and then JH selectors, and these are those accounts right here. He's sending money in a lot of different directions, and the information we can find in these green nodes here, and they tell us the amount and then the direction of the account. And based on these few transactions, we can see this money is touching a lot of different places on this very large graph. And that's what makes reView so powerful. It is a research partner, it is a thought partner, and it is a force multiplier for people in industry and in government.